welcome back to Critical Flick. Today we're going to be talking about Only the Brave.
So, Only the Brave is based on a true story. This movie is about a group of wildfire fighters from Arizona. They're called Hot Shots, and basically their whole purpose is to stop wildfires from destroying thousands of acres, destroying homes, just basically wreaking havoc over their hometown and everywhere. And this movie is about them trying to just be bigger and better. And inside the story, there's a lot of stories of redemption. So overall, there's a lot going on in this movie.
This movie stars Josh Brolin, Jeff Bridges, Jennifer Connelly, Miles Teller, and Taylor Kitsch, just to name a few.
Yeah, so there's a lot of star power in this movie, and they utilize a lot of the characters really well, and there's some really good performances.
I really thought Miles Teller was actually really good in this film, and it made me, think of him as an actor again. For a while there, he was just playing, roles, Fan Four Stick, and it just wasn't sticking out.
Yeah, he was really good in Whiplash, and then I felt like after that, he kind of just felt like he was just doing movies to make money. It wasn't felt like he was committing to a lot of these roles he was doing, and in this one, he really goes for it. I think it is honestly right up there with Whiplash as one of his best performances.
Yeah, I really think he really stood out in this film. I also thought Taylor Kitsch stood out in this film, where he's got a lot of backlash over some movies he's done, John Carter, and he just hasn't been the best performances, but him and Miles Teller, they worked really well together. Jeff Bridges is Jeff Bridges in this film. He is that older cowboy guy.
Yeah, and coming off of what you said about Taylor Kitsch and Miles Teller, their relationship worked really well, and there's a lot of relationships within this movie that all work really well. Especially, you have those two, and then you have Josh Brolin's character with his wife, and I thought they did a great job of really showing what a marriage is, and having someone that's in this dangerous occupation and having to deal with that in reality.
Yeah, Josh Brolin and Jennifer Connelly worked really well together. They really you dive deep into the relationship, and you really care about them, and you want to know what's going to happen.
Yeah, this movie does a good job of having you be emotionally invested in the characters, and there's a decent amount of development for most of the characters, and it's hard with all the people that are in this movie.
Also, the fact that it's based off a true story, I really think it hits home with everybody, and you also learn about the story. I didn't really know much about it going into it.
Yeah, speaking of it really hitting home, I feel like this movie is really emotional, and especially, towards the third act, this movie, it gets your emotions going, and they did a good job of skirting that line of being too manipulative, in my opinion. So I thought the cinematography was really good in this movie. It did a good job of showing that Midwestern, Western style where you have the plains and the bushes and the mountains and all that stuff. It looked really cool, and there was also these really good helicopter shots when they're in the helicopters and you're looking up down from above, and those looked really cool. Also seeing the wildfire was just crazy, and I know even seeing those pictures in real life, they did a good job of making that look really real. I don't know how they did it. I'm assuming it had to be CGI or stock footage from fires, but it looked really good.
So I'd give this movie a 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed the film just from the story. I didn't really know the story that well, and the acting was also very superb in my opinion. I thought everybody came to play and acted really well with one another, and yeah, I would definitely say go see this movie. I feel like it's a story that needs to be told and people to see, and I didn't know how to take out fires or what they do in the wildlife.
So I would also give this movie a 7 out of 10. One of the things that keeps it from being a really, really, really great movie to me was, one, it's pretty long. The length's pretty long, and it feels long at times. And then also, it has that problem that a lot of movies like this have, where it's about like an occupation, where you have the same things happening over and over and over again. So they'll go out and fight the fire, and they come back. They go out and fight the fire, they come back. And at times that did get a little, kind of lost the stakes if they're doing it over and over again. But at the end of the day, it was really well acted. It was very well done emotionally, and the cinematography looked great. So it is a really good movie, and I definitely recommend checking it out.
Alright, this is our review of Only the Brave. Let us know what you thought about the film. We did see this early, so...
Alright guys, remember to like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.
Bye!